Welcome to Can Do Italian by ItalianPod101.com.
Ciao a tutti, sono Felice Angelini. Hi everyone, I'm Felice Angelini. In this lesson, you'll learn how to ask how much something costs.
This is Ben Lee, and he's shopping at a small grocery store. He sees a snack with no visible price tag and asks, "How much does this cost?"
Quanto costa questo?
Listen to the conversation and focus on the question. Ready?
Quanto costa questo?
Costa 2 euro.
Once more with the English translation.
Quanto costa questo?
How much does this cost?
Costa 2 euro.
It costs €2.
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
Let's take a closer look at the conversation.
Do you remember how Ben asks, "How much does this cost?"
Quanto costa questo?
Let's start with the word
Questo,
this.
questo.
You can use this word while pointing at something near you. It's useful when you want to refer to something you don't know the word for in Italian. In Italian, all nouns have grammatical gender and are either singular or plural.
Questo,
Is masculine and singular, a fact which will determine the form of other words in the sentence. Next is
costa,
costs, as in this costs.
costa,
Is from the verb
costare,
to cost. Last is
quanto,
how much in this context.
quanto.
Altogether, it's
Quanto costa questo?
this literally means how much costs this, but translates as how much does this cost?
Quanto costa questo?
Let's take a closer look at the response.
Do you remember how the shop clerk says, "It costs €2"?
Costa 2 euro.
Let's start with
2 euro,
€2.
2 euro,
First is
2,
2.
2.
Next is
Euro,
euro, the name of the currency.
euro.
Note the singular and plural form of
Euro,
are the same. Together, it's
2 euro,
€2.
2 euro.
Before this is
Costa,
it costs.
costa.
The word this is omitted as it is understood from context. Altogether, it's
Costa 2 euro.
literally, this means costs €2, but it translates as it costs €2.
Costa 2 euro.
The pattern is
Quanto costa item.
How much does item cost?
Quanto costa item?
To use this pattern, simply replace the item placeholder with the thing you'd like to know the price of. Note, when naming specific items, you'll need to use the correct corresponding article. For example, imagine you'd like to know the price of a coffee.
Un caffè. Caffè.
Coffee.
Caffè. Caffè.
Note that
Caffè.
is masculine and singular.
Un
Is also masculine and singular to agree with.
caffè. Un.
Think of this like a in English.
Un. Un.
Ask, how much does a coffee cost? Ready?
Quanto costa un caffè?
How much does a coffee cost?
Quanto costa un caffè?
Note, if you ask for un caffè, a coffee, it is assumed you are asking for an espresso. If you like a less strong coffee, you would request a caffè lungo or caffè americano. The word questo can be used to discuss an item without knowing its name in Italian. Questo can be used for things close to you, and quello, that, for things farther from you. Quello. If you don't know the name of an item and consequently its gender, you can use these masculine pronouns. When you want to ask for an item by name, rather than pointing it out, you need to include the indefinite article. The indefinite article is like the English a, as in a menu.
The masculine indefinite articles are
Un.
as in
Un menù.
and.
Uno.
When the following word starts with st, sp, gn, ps, z, y, x, or pn, as in,
Uno yogurt.
the feminine indefinite article is
Una.
as in
Una pizza. Margherita.
a margarita pizza. And
Un.
when the following word begins with a vowel, as in
Un'occasione.
an occasion. Let's look at some more examples. Listen and repeat, or speak along with the native speakers.
Quanto costa questo? Quanto costa questo?
Quanto costa un caffè? Quanto costa un caffè?
Quanto costa una torta? Quanto costa una torta?
Quanto costa quello? Quanto costa quello?
Quanto costa? Quanto costa? Did you notice how I omitted the word questo?
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool, so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can-Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
Quanto costa?
Quanto costa?
Literally means how much this costs, but translates as how much does this cost? The word This is understood from context. When you're asking how much something is and it's understood what you're speaking about, for example, when asking by pointing at something, you can omit the subject. This pattern is,
Quanto costa?
how much does this cost? You should be aware of this pattern, but for this lesson, we'll use the sentence pattern,
Quanto costa item?
how much does item cost? Let's review the new words.
Caffè,
Coffee,
caffè, caffè. Torta,
cake,
torta, torta. Quello,
that,
quello, quello.
Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? When you don't know the word for something, do you remember how to say this? Questo. Questo. And how to say how much? Quanto. Quanto. Do you remember how Ben Lee asks, how much does this cost?
Quanto costa questo?
Quanto costa questo? Do you remember how to say euro? Euro. Euro. And how to say two? Due. Due. Do you remember how the clerk says, it costs 2 euro?
Costa 2 euro.
Costa 2 euro. Do you remember how to say coffee? Caffè. Caffè. And how to say a coffee? Un caffè. Un caffè. Do you remember how to say cake? Torta. Torta. And how to say a cake? Una torta. Una torta. Do you remember how to say that? Quello. Quello.
Let's practice. Imagine you're Ben and you're at a farmer's market. You'd like to try a snack with no price tag that is located out of reach. Ask for the price of that snack. Ready?
Quanto costa quello?
Costa 5 euro.
Listen again and repeat.
Quanto costa quello? Quanto costa quello?
Let's try another. Imagine they're also selling artisan coffee. Ask for the price of a coffee. Don't forget the article. Ready?
Quanto costa un caffè?
Costa 1 euro.
Listen again and repeat.
Quanto costa un caffè? Quanto costa un caffè?
Let's try one more. They're also selling cake. Ready?
Quanto costa una torta?
Costa 5 euro.
Listen again and repeat.
Quanto costa una torta? Quanto costa una torta?
This is the end of this lesson.
Now, here's what you can do to cement this conversation in your head. Review the conversation with our dialogue tool and lesson transcripts. Study the key words and phrases with our spaced repetition flashcards. Review the key grammar and cultural tips inside the lesson notes. And test yourself with our assessment tests. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to access our Can-Do course.
Now you know how to ask the price of something in Italian. That's all there is to it. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.